Hey guys, it's Luxuris here. Today I want to do my review of the Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia beautiful book that came out in, I believe, 2013. I remember this coming out and I didn't get it right away, clearly, because I did just get it the other day from Indigo. And I remember it coming out and I don't know why I didn't buy it originally when it first came out. I always wanted to, but I just kind of didn't for whatever reason. But I'm super freaking stoked to have it now. I love The Legend of Zelda. I have been obsessed with it since Ocarina of Time on the N64, as well as Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is actually my favorite Zelda game of all time, and I was obsessed with those as a kid, like very obsessed with those when I was a kid. And I'm still such a hardcore, fan of the series. I still follow it. So this book is like the ultimate. If you're a Legend of Zelda hardcore fan like myself, you have to have this book. It's ultimate. It's amazing. There's so much just beautiful concept art and everything in here. I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to flip the camera around to show you guys. I'm going to flip through it for you, talk about the Legend of Zelda, give you my opinion of the book and everything like that, and some of the games. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and, like I said, my review of Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia. Also, I picked up this as well. This little Legend of Zelda Hyrule pen and pen topper. So we'll also go ahead and show you guys this up close and personal. So it's like a little Legend of Zelda haul at Indigo this last day. So yeah, I'm gonna flip the camera around now and show you guys the stuff, and yeah. Alright you guys, and here is our first overlook at the Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia book, as well as the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition Hyrule pen and topper. I guess I'll start off just showing this first, this cute little item I picked up at Indigo. It's very nice. It's official Nintendo. I believe this was $7 at Indigo. Just like a nice little collector's piece. I also collect Legend of Zelda stuff, so having this is pretty awesome. Just one of those things that were there. I also find it funny that they put this on here. This product has been designed as a gift for adults. It's like, well, why? Like, you could easily give this to a kid. And there's the first egg. Alright, that's my cat playing with something. Let me stop her. Alright, so that is that gorgeous pen. Now, of course, we will move on to the book. So here is first look. It is so big that it's almost kind of hard to get, like fully in the frame here. Show you all the details on it. The ocarina there. Hyrule Historia. I like the shiny, like metallic detail of it. Very nice quality. You could just feel it. So when you get your book, if you buy it brand new, like I did from Indigo, it will come in this clear plastic wrap. Of course, me being the dork that I am, I've just talked about this a lot on my channel, I of course tried my best to preserve the plastic wrap, but it being a book and being kind of awkward shaped, it did naturally, of course, kind of, break a little bit when I tried to preserve it. So now we will go ahead and open the book up. Show you some inside here. Got the Hylian shield, Master Sword. Credits. It was originally published in 2011, and we got our English language edition in 2013. I just got mine new in 2017. So here we got, these are the two first front pages, with Shigeru Miyamoto talking about the 25th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. Of course, here we have the contents of the book. So you got a lot of nice stuff in here. We really enjoyed reading the history of Hyrule, of course. Even though, most of us fans already knew it, but it's nice to have the full, official book of it. It's just really nice for collectors to have. Get a lot dedicated to Skyward Sword, which is alright, but
you know, I would have personally liked a little more focus on my favorite games. But and then of course there is a special Skyward Sword comic at the end. It's actually quite long. There's quite a few pages dedicated to that. And the creative footprints I really enjoy, which I will show some of those. I love like seeing reference artwork and stuff like that. So we have The Legend Begins. This is the world of Skyward Sword, which the first few chunks are quite dedicated to, because at the time this was like the newest Zelda game. So, I mean, you can kind of get a feel of just how awesome this book is. Another thing I love is you'll see a lot of this is a lot of early, like here for example, a lot of early design artworks for characters. And it just goes to show how much trial and error, you know, I think goes through, you know, games and artists go through with their designs, you know, to just try to get that right design that they're happy with. Got Fi here as well. It's cute how they reference that. And all the little notes on the reference sheets are so interesting to me. I love stuff like that. Like, I love concepts. We have a lot of Fi's concepts here. You just see how much characters evolve through their design process, and I am so interested in stuff like this. This kind of stuff, this is why I had to own this, because this kind of stuff really owns me. I mean, not just the fact that this is one of my, you know, favorite game franchises of all time, but this kind of stuff really interests me. And, you know, the world of Legend of Zelda, honestly, there's just so much, you know, there's so much heart and love put into all these games, and the creativeness of it all. And as a fan, and I've been here for so long, just I think seeing all this kind of just how much seriously goes into these games, that it just, you know, it really, it's so fascinating. It really is, and it's very nice for us fans to enjoy this and have this. And they actually just came out with another one too, another one of these books that I'm also going to be getting. Just kind of flip through this part here. This is all the stuff for Skyloft, and again, this is all the Skyward Sword stuff. What I also like, as well as how they show unused stuff. I thought that was really cool. They included that. So all the little details and artwork you'd really like to know. It's just nice to have all these kind of like archives as well. So you can probably get a feel of what this book is if you don't own it already, and it's just so much fun to flip through and read this. I love books like these. Sailor Moon actually also has books like these as well. The unfortunate part of Sailor Moon's is they're all in Japanese and they have never been translated officially. I don't even know if fans have done it that I know of, but it sucks. But the Sailor Moon ones are very similar like this. You know, it's got all this artwork and stuff, and it's just so cool. This is where the book gets really cool, is when we get into the history of Hyrule. I had so much fun reading through this last night. Got all the links. Deku Link as well. Fierce Deity Link. I love that picture. Then you get into the history of Hyrule, and I mean, this is just so much fun to read through. The famous timeline. You know, like, this is, oh god. I remember first playing Zelda. My introduction to Legend of Zelda was the 3 games that I played the most and had was Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and A Link to the Past. I had A Link to the Past and I played it on my Game Boy Advance SP, and I always could kind of tell, like, at that time I kind of thought all the games were attached, and then, like, I remember Wind Waker coming out, and then I remember Twilight Princess coming out. I'm like, okay, the games aren't related. And then of course, you know, I was kind of right, because it's like, you know, the timeline, you know, there's all these different eras and timelines and stuff, and it's like, you know, you can kind of tell that maybe Legend of Zelda wasn't supposed to have a timeline to begin with, but they're just kind of like different games. So it's kind of funny. course they show what's not included. This will give you how to read. They really put it into detail for you. So yeah, I don't know. But my favorite Zelda games, just in case you were kind of curious, is Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. I also really like A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds. Oh, and Breath of the Wild is definitely now in one of my top favorite Zelda games too. I fucking enjoyed that game. It was so much fun running around through that and playing that the first time. It's definitely now one of my favorite Zelda games, for sure. I love that game so much. I also played Four Swords. I actually quite enjoyed Four Swords, not gonna lie. I thought it was quite fun. So most of the stories here people all know, obviously. They do explain them in games, but this is just them kind of putting it in order, and like, I mean, you can even see them try to like solve the puzzle a bit. And what's funny in this book too is they even ask some questions. I like about the pages too is how they try to make the pages look old, like an old feel to them. I think that's pretty cool. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, of course, in the Legend of Zelda universe, but the book does answer quite a few. I will give it credit where credit is deserved. This book is great, you guys. I mean, Legend of Zelda has created so much nostalgic and like happy memories for me and growing up with it. It was such just a great game to play. Like just it's almost like hard to describe just how much every Legend of Zelda game honestly can be enjoyable in its own way, except for the CDI games. Those don't count. those don't count. I have never played those, and I don't think I ever will. But you know, every official main Legend of Zelda canon game, just how fun it is. And there's always something about it that just captures you and you know, makes it fun and interesting and just kind of sucks you in, because God, they're fun games. They really are. If you've never played a Legend of Zelda game, or if you're not into the Legend of Zelda franchise, you're missing out. You really are. And you missed out on a lot of years of, you know, gaming, especially when they first came out. Because every Legend of Zelda game I've enjoyed that I've played, they really connect a lot of the stories here, and I really like that. It was such an, I was sucked into this last night. It's just so much fun to read. I like how they talk about Termina. Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda game, so I loved everything they put in here regarding Majora's Mask, because I love it so much, as well as Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. I love Twilight Princess as well. They did with Twilight Princess the same thing they did with Breath of the Wild. They released it on GameCube and Wii. Kind of like Breath of the Wild, they released it on the Wii U and the Switch. Because, come on, Zelda games are always going to sell. There's always so much hype, you know, built around the Zelda games. And of course with Wind Waker, I really, really fucking love Wind Waker as well. I remember playing that when it first came out. Talk was about, obviously, the Great Flood of Hyrule and everything like that. This is all in the order of the story, so this really does kind of tell you and show you how all the games connect. You know, if you haven't been keeping track, it's connecting all the games at this point in time. So it's really interesting to see. And then obviously with Spirit Tracks, fucking Spirit Tracks. Obviously at that point, you know, they have the new Hyrule. They're looking for it in Phantom Hourglass, and then they build new Hyrule, the new Zelda, great-great-granddaughter of Tetra. And there we go. Now we're into the creative footprints, documenting 25 years of artwork. This part is so much fun to flip through and look through. This is super, super enjoyable. Just all the artwork. I am so interested in this stuff. Like this, I love reference art and everything, and I love seeing early concept sketches and stuff like that. I find this part really interesting. I really, really love this part. So this was, I think, almost pretty much close to my favorite part of this book, because it was just so cool to see all this stuff. Ganondorf's designs and everything, and just so neat. I also liked with Majora's Mask how they showed how they had an older Link, you know, designed and sketched. I thought that was interesting. He even said something about that, you know. But for some reason, there are illustrations of adult Link. For some reason. For some reason. So it's so much fun, you know. It's really fun to look through this. I also thought Tetra's early designs, some of them were interesting. Just you can really see how much trial and error, you know, games go through. This was one of my favorite parts. I loved this in Wind Waker. The stained glass windows of the sages from Ocarina of Time. I loved that. That made me so happy. That's one of my favorite Zelda games, so it's really cool seeing that. Here comes my cat. And Twilight Princess. Midna's. I just thought it was so funny and so cool how many designs Midna went through before they decided on one. Like, she went through a lot of different designs. It's very interesting. I'm very happy with the one they ended up with though, but yeah, she went through a lot of designs. Princess Zelda, Twilight Princess as well. Of course, Sheik, who was designed for Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Hero Shade. I love the whole backstory with that, how that's the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask Link. Just so much great art. So much great art. So I won't go flip through too much more. But just, you get the idea. I mean, there's like almost so many characters in here. So many, the buildings, the items, everything nostalgic about Legend of Zelda you'll find in here. It's really, really neat. I recommend this book so much to the hardcore Zelda fans. And then, of course, we got this as well. I wanted to show you guys this because I really like this. It shows changes of character design over the years and the different games, and it's really cool seeing them all compared. Definitely, I really, really like this part. My favorite Link design, I'd be torn between Ocarina of Time Link and Twilight Princess Link. I don't know if I'm biased, but... Okay, Misty, that's... Come on, honey. No! Oh god! Oh god! Cats! Why? So yeah, I'd be torn between Ocarina of Time Link and Twilight Princess Link for favorite Link designs. I absolutely love those designs for Link. I love how his tunic looks in those designs and everything like that. And you know, I'm not just trying to be biased because they're my favorite games, but for me, for Zelda, I really enjoy Twilight Princess, obviously. Ocarina of Time, and I also actually like Link to the Past as well. I've always loved that design of her from Link to the Past. And I mean, come on, her Wind Waker design is very cute as well. She's totally laying on that plastic. This is having a cat though. Everyone who has a cat knows the struggle. Then we got the game catalog, which is very nice as well. And then we get to the wrapping things up section with the director and producer of the Nintendo Corporation. And then of course, yes, we also have this Skyward Sword comic. As you can see, this is how thick it is. There's a lot of pages, so you could do that. You could also do. So overall, you guys, I recommend this book so much. It is so much fun to flip through, so much fun to read, you know, the Zelda lore and everything like that. It's really amazing. It's such a great collector's item. You know, it's something you can just keep and enjoy for years to come. You know, it's so much fun to flip through and enjoy. And also, it's just like, look at how beautiful it is. You know, it's just a great collector's piece just to put on display. or anything like that, anything you want to do with it, and I totally recommend it. You will absolutely love it. You will so much enjoy flipping through it and reading it, and even just owning it. Like, just owning it is so special and so much fun, and I totally 100% recommend it. As a hardcore Legend of Zelda fan, this is, I would say, definitely worth the purchase. It really is up to you though. I paid Canadian, I believe I paid like $45 for it. Canadian, maybe a little less. I can't remember if it wasn't on sale though, despite being out, since 2013. But I definitely enjoy it. I'm going to be keeping this forever. I absolutely love it. And yeah, I totally recommend it. Also recommend this. This is pretty cute as well. The Legend of Zelda Hyrule pen and pen topper. So you can get that as well. And yeah, I totally recommend it. Get it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It is the ultimate book for the Legend of Zelda fan. And I really enjoyed it. I would have liked maybe a tiny bit more focus on some of the other games. I understand them promoting Skyward Sword, obviously, but I think I would have liked a little bit more on some of the other games if I could nitpick about anything. But overall, I totally recommend this. I fucking love Legend of Zelda. Always have, always will. Amazing franchise. If you haven't played the games, play the fucking games. You will enjoy them. They're so much fun. And yeah.
So there you guys go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review of The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia. It is such an amazing book, even just for pure and simple, the fact for fan service. I think that's really awesome. I love the concept art. That's the thing, like I said, one of my most favorite parts I think about that book. I love the concept art, and I love just how, obviously the, famous timeline and everything like that's in there. And so I really overall enjoy the book. It's a great piece for, I think, collectors to have, and really hardcore fan. I would recommend it for fans like myself, hardcore Zelda fans, instead of just the casual fan, because it is a pretty expensive purchase. It's like $40 here in Canada, buying it brand new. So yeah, like I said, thank you guys very much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, and totally stay tuned for more videos. I put new videos out all the time. And yeah, I will see you guys very soon. Thank you very much for watching.